Welcome everyone to the KCM. This is week number 5. We're starting off on Vermeer with a Terran versus Protoss. Let's get it going. Alright, we have YSC versus Royal to start us off. It is a cross map here with Royal in the bottom right, YSC in the top left-hand corner. And I'll bring your lineup onto screen now. You can see YSC here, the only player once again in this week's lineup that hasn't made it into the ASL Season 15. By the way, guys, I just want to mention ASL is now ongoing. I really appreciate you coming out and still supporting KCM as a sister tournament, a side tournament. I know that ASL, excuse me, definitely takes precedence, but it is still a great tournament here, and I do appreciate you guys checking it out. I will not, my promise to you, of course, as always, I will not spoil any ASL results for you here. Try to avoid talking about it too much, and thereby avoid spoilers, and as a courtesy, I ask you as well out there not to post any spoilers in the comments. Any spoilers for the KCM or ASL in the comments will be deleted. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to talk about ASL's previous, you know. We're in ASL 15 now, so ASL 14 is a completely fair game. If you haven't watched it by now, I don't know if you ever will, so we're going to be talking about, or we're still open to talking about previous ASLs. Just the current one is off limits. And there will be no spoilers for that. Now, YSC, I want to talk about this player a little bit because he showed us an amazing upset last week in KCM. He took down Light. Of course, it was a best of 1, but he went through Shine, and then the Terran players sent out Light, just assuming that he was going to be able to break him. He's going to be able to take down YSC without trouble, but YSC shocked everybody by taking him down, and now he's here against Royal, which may be even a bigger challenge here. It's hard to say that when Light is so incredibly strong, but Royal has just been showing the absolute pinnacle of Terran play throughout the KCM as of late. Now, this is kind of a weird pylon block here. I'm not sure if I like this from YSC. Putting down the pylon there, it doesn't really delay anything because money here, not even there, not even ready for a command center to be thrown down, but he does have his own Nexus on the way here. This is kind of a strange build from Royal with the gas kind of mining just one worker on that. Still hasn't thrown down his command center here. He's pulling all the workers. He's gonna throw down a factory, mining with one SCV on gas there. Eventually gets to 100 and will now begin to pump those vultures. This is going to be a do or die moment here for Royal. Can he actually break YSC? It's only a single gateway producing zealots. We've got only 2 zealots here, and a Dragoon should be on the way now. YSC in quite a bit of trouble if he can't stop this. Needs to kill that SCV. What is he doing? Gotta kill the SCV. There we go. Finally focuses down that SCV. And bring forward the probes to fight. Zealot jumping on top of that one Marine. Well done. Getting some damage on that. Kills a Marine there with one group of probes there. And look at that, jumping right on top of these Marines. Does get another one. The probes are fighting, but quickly running out of them. This Zealot being blocked away. And the bunker is up and repaired. So he can definitely jump inside there if he has any Marines left. Nice pullbacks there. Gonna lose a couple more probes. Not too many probes left over here for YSC. Does get the Dragoon out though. Should be able to finish off these Marines with that Dragoon. The Marines don't have a whole lot of health left. He's focusing on killing the SCV, building the bunker here right now, and that's a pretty good plan. Only one SCV remains. He is losing quite a bit of health on this. Are these all full HP Marines? I don't think so. Needs to kill that one SCV. Oh, the SCV finishes the bunker. That's unfortunate stuff there. Gonna run on by with this one single Dragoon. Try to try to cut off some of these Marines that are coming across the map if possible. Vulture trying to come up this ramp here, does get one probe for his trouble. Repair there on the Vulture, and this is becoming a pretty wild game. I don't know if he can kill this Nexus right now. I really doubt it, actually. Wait, we don't have range on the way. Oh my god, and he almost loses a Dragoon running by here. That was insanity. Why would you ever run back that direction? That seems wild to me. Why is he making some very questionable decisions here? And he is going to get out of Reaver eventually, but man, this Nexus is starting to get really low. 300 HP on that, and a Reaver takes a long time to build. I'm questioning the decision here. Why go for the Robos so quickly when going ahead and building Dragoon range, you know, could have dealt with that bunker pretty easily. This is not looking good for YSC now. I mean, the number of probes that have been lost is pretty significant here. Quite a few probes have gone down and lost the Nexus as well. Whereas Royal, he's transferring his SCVs to the natural right now. This is very, very scary. Now, at least he has a robo so that he can clear the mines there in his natural. He just needs to get the observatory down and get out a couple of observers, or at least one should be enough here to get that Nexus started. It's all going to come down to this counterattack, really, from YSC. You can see not many probes in the main here. I'd love to see the probe number at this point, but you can see it reflected in the supply, 33 to 48. Really not much economy left here for YSC, and building turrets is a good idea right now. You just have to hold on. That's all you have to do here as Royal. Just don't lose too much. Pretty good scare to start things off. Does take some significant damage on that Reaver, though. So he's going to drop out one more Zealot here and the Reaver. See how much he can get. There's that. Oh, Scarab on the tank. Marines dealing that damage to the shuttle, getting rid of its shields at least. Forcing a timer on this. You cannot just float over forever and keep taking pot shots. Really nice shot there. Deals that damage to the tank. Killing off some Marines as well is very, very good. Both these tanks, I think, are just one shot away with the Reaver from dying, so you got to be very careful moving out right now with that. YSC finally coming down the ramp here with the range on these Dragons. Gonna kill this bunker. Only one Marine in there. Got to keep that observer with the army. Where is the Reaver? I think it's come back across the map here. Maybe picking up a couple more Zealots. As YSC takes his natural, though, he is light years behind Royal. Royal should be able to clear this, to clean this up without too much trouble, because YSC is limping right now. He has hardly any probes. He's got only 3 Dragoons here, all of them damaged, and Vultures are out on the map. They've got speed, they've got mines, they can do run-bys, they can deal damage, and Royal is just going to come across the map here. Yeah, he's got 4 tanks versus 3 Dragoons. and a Reaver. That is it. A ton of vultures there as well. He could just set up, start building turrets in the front and get a push going. He should be able to win this. Now he's moving around in a direction that tells me he wants to make this kind of a surprise. However, YSC completely aware of what's going on here with that observer trailing the army. He's gonna get a second Reaver out here. That's gonna be his hope to survive this this attack. If he can get some amazing Reaver shots, maybe he can keep himself alive for a little bit longer. Looks like he's gonna go for a second one. Gets two Reavers, or 2 tanks going down, and not trading any Reavers out. Pretty darn good here for YSC. Royal may be rethinking this attack here. He's gonna get a second shot. Tank does kill that Reaver though. No probes here in the natural to kill for these vultures, but that's just a symptom of a underlying problem here, which is not enough probes for YSC. Just in general, just doesn't have the probe count to really saturate these bases here at the moment. More Dragoons coming out. He does have 3 gateways now. Here comes some probes. Coming around with the Reaver. He should be able to get some good shots off here. Maybe kill this tank. Oh, he's not going to chase. Another tank out here. Whoa. Royal making a really big mistake. Having a tank rallied over here to the natural. Gets nothing for that. Just a free gift to this poor Protoss player who's been getting kicked around throughout this game. Guess Royal was feeling a little bit bad for him. Donates a tank, but is it going to be enough? Even with that donation, I think that Royal still has all the control, all the power in this game. 86 supply to 60 really tells the story there. But more than that, the SCV count, if you see this main and natural, it's completely saturated there, whereas YSC barely able to saturate his natural. His third base is on the way here. He needs to build more probes. He needs to really macro up, get a ton of gateways here, because Reavers are not going to keep you alive forever. Eventually, Royal is going to hit this critical mass with his upgrades starting to kick in. Goliaths with range in the group can shoot down the shuttles, and the tanks can hit that critical mass, that high number, where they just cannot be approached by Dragoons. You have to have something else. You gotta have Zealot bombs. You have to have waves of Zealots to take fights. And I just don't think that that's something that YSC will be able to pump out in time. For now, he's just got the Dragoons and the Reavers. That's all he has to work with here. And Royal is pushing forward with just about everything he needs. Plenty of Goliaths in here. SCVs have been brought along to build some turrets as well, to do some repair. He's setting up here behind this doodad here in the middle, these 2 spires, these 2 towers. Difficult to get on top of those tanks. And Royal being really nice and cautious here. I love it. Taking his time as he pushes forward, just allowing 1 tank to hit some of these Dragoons. That's enough. Putting the pressure here onto YSC. Is going to set all his rallies to this location. And this will be a dedicated push with the intention of eliminating YSC here. Royal unsieging a few of his tanks, going to push forward. Zealots eating a lot of that tank damage, and the Reavers do get off a pretty decent shot. Oh god, some Dragoons being dragged forward, and he dives on the Reaver shuttle. It goes down, and that's going to be that. Royal should be able to push forward here for a win now. Everything was banked on that shuttle and Reaver play. He really needed that to do amazing work. Looks like this mine might do some good work. No, it doesn't explode, and it's just pure Dragoon now. So many tanks here that YSC will be forced out of this game. Surprised he hasn't GG'd yet, but we're just moments away from that now as this just massive number of tanks pushes forward. GG. YSC taps out. Lightning does not strike twice here in the KCM. He was able to take out Light last week, but not able to take down Royal in week number 4. Let's go on to game number 2. Okay, up next we've got Royal versus Shine here on Blue Storm, and starting off with a 6 racks. Oh my god. Royal does not want to play a game against Shine here. He just wants to absolutely rush the shit out of him. This is like a bloodbath build right here. 6 racks. Never heard of something so insane, but Royal here is going to have a bunch of Marines in the early game. Should be able to bunker rush down the hatchery of Shine. Oh, he's going to grab a spawning pool. An 11 spawning pool there. Very interesting. That is not a timing that you see very often in Zerg versus Terran. I mean, 12 pool is kind of common. 12 hatch is the most common, of course. Sometimes you see 9 pool for aggression, but rarely do you ever see 11 pool. And he hasn't spotted anything out yet. The overlords haven't seen anything. And there's actually gas on the way as well. What the heck is going on here? Something interesting coming out of Shine. And Royal's not going to be happy to see this. Not happy at all. He was hoping to see a hatchery there so that he could just build a bunker and, you know, try to deal some damage. This is not looking good for Royal right now. He's building a supply depot back at home. Just about to get supply blocked here. If he continues to produce Marines, he will indeed get supply blocked. And Lings are out. This is scary, man. This is not the game Royal is expecting to play, and I think that this really favors Shine here. He's going to see these Marines moving across the map. The Marines are going to come to this really, really tight choke, but Lings could just go across the map and start to fight some of these SCVs. Looks like 4 Marines moving in here. Got bunker coming up. So Royal delayed this long enough that now the hatchery is close enough to complete that this is really serious now. And with 4 Marines in the bunker, this hatch is probably going to go down. He'll have to cancel. But this is really intended to kill a 6 barracks play. You're not doing it just for fun here. You're not doing it just to open up. You really want to kill your opponent in this situation. So I'm a little bit worried for Royal still. There is some sort of tech coming here from Shine. And it looks like Lurker is going to be the choice. Canceling the hatchery obviously is really, really good. There's really not much here for Royal though, and back at home he's just building another barracks. Doesn't have a command center on the way. He's getting his gas. Can he hold these lurkers though? Ling's speed is done. And we're very far away from anything like stim or medics here. No medics on the field as of yet. That first bunker has floated all the way back home. We'll lose a Marine. Trading out a couple of Lings there. Shine, I mean, I feel like he could have just produced more Lings and surrounded, killed his bunker, get his hatchery up, but he's decided not to do that. Just having a small group of Lings, he's going to start producing Hydras, and Lurkers will be on the field here momentarily. Let's see what he can do with those. Can he go across the map and win with that? I doubt it, but maybe it's possible. I think that these bunkers should buy enough time. Should buy enough time here for Light to get his tax out, to get a tank Maybe some bunkers and a turret with that so that he can defend. Also, he's kind of leaving himself open here. Shine is. These Marines could walk into the main. Since the Lings are now on the other side, they're on the opposite side. Yeah, one Marine gonna come in here. No, one SCV, excuse me, gonna come in and maybe scout this out. Trying to prevent that scout, but not able to do it. Maybe making that mistake by moving the Lings onto the other side of this. He even sees the eggs here morphing. He sees 3 exactly lurkers being morphed. And Shine's gonna come out here now. It's like missile turret coming up, but that's way too late. Ling burrow. Marine's gonna be completely crushed here. This bunker goes down. There's the scan. Gonna dive back on top with the Lings. Nice play here by Shine. Doesn't lose a single lurker at this point, but Royal's moving out on the map a little bit. Has a pretty good number of Marine medic, and he should have stim as well. He's looking to take his natural, it seems. And what was kind of a crazy early game has sort of started to balance out here a little bit. It looks like Royal may be able to take his natural. Definitely Shine's gonna get his natural. But these lurkers are a real threat. Let's see what they can do. Coming in with some Lings. That was a mistake. Shine not supposed to be losing those Lings right now. Couple more lurkers on the way. That they are going to be scouted here by this SCV. Bit of a problem there for Shine. His opponent's going to know that this is going to continue here. Oh, a lurker on that side with 6 kills. Getting quite a few Marines there as they're trying to leave the small entrance there on Blue Storm. Oh my god, he's going to go for it. Does actually kill that lurker and is unleashed on the map now. Lings and lurkers, though, out in the field. I don't know why he broke that. I feel like that was kind of an unnecessary play there. Wasting some Marines and medics to get that one lurker, but he's not even going to go out on the map through that area. Now more lurkers are there, so you can't repeat that. Oh, a drop here into the main. Oh my god, Royal. Gonna have to hold these lurkers in the main. How is he going to do it without any turrets? He has one scan available. Maybe he goes after the scanner here. Okay, burrowed. Nicely done. Gonna get closer. Burrow again. Scan comes down, targeting some of these targeting some of these Marines, but the lurkers will be killed here. Beautifully done by Royal. Wow. Really amazing play there by Royal to clear that out. Another Overlord here. Could be loading up and landing some more lurkers here in the main from another direction. He will. And another lurker coming in from another direction here. So multiple drops coming from multiple directions. It's gonna unload. Lurkers will burrow. Oh, only one lurker in this location, so not the best. Doesn't have a scan here. Oh my god, I can't believe he's out of range. And he will get behind the SCVs here. Oh god, this is a really great position. Oh, huge kills there. 6 and 2. Big kills there from our Zerg player. But 2 tanks now out on the field. He should be able to clear everything. Oh my god, such big hits. Oh man, so many SCVs going down here. 13 kills on that lurker. And finally, Royal makes the mistake. He overcommits to bringing back those SCVs, thinking he's going to clear these lurkers without any trouble, but makes that mistake. That's a mistake that you don't get an opportunity to repeat. Just not going to happen. Another drop? No. Overlord speed is done now too, so these drops are much faster, much harder to hold. Wow, look at all the SCVs here with minerals. They really want to get to work. And finally, a science vessel does come out, so these tanks can clear everything. But what is left here is in complete shambles for Royal. He's got hardly any SCVs left. On the other side, though, Shine, I mean, he's not adding on more hatches. He's not droning up here. He's got just enough drones to mine gas at the natural, and that is it. I'm surprised he got a Evo chamber here. It feels like he can't really afford an upgrade, but he gets that nonetheless, and he's gonna go for some more drops, it looks like. Loading up, bringing a ton of lurkers to the front as well. 2 tanks and a vessel, definitely enough. Definitely enough to deal with this. As long as it's controlled properly, I think Royal should be able to hold this no problem. I don't know, Shine getting a little bit too aggressive here, I feel. He did the damage, he did the great damage that gives him a decent advantage here, and I feel like falling back and just getting more tech, getting more drones out, probably the play here for Shine. But is he gonna do that? He's still adding on lurkers. He's added on a few drones here to the natural. So 4 or 5 drones, so that's not bad. Definitely not bad. That's gonna give him more play here. He's going for a Spire as well. So looking at this from a 1,000-foot perspective, I feel like Shine, he should be able to macro into a good position from in this game here. We have tanks with siege now, so you really can't try to break in here as Shine at this moment. Maybe you can do it with some drops, but it would be really scary, difficult to do with all these Marines moving around with the tanks and siege mode. Dropping into the main here for the Terran is a gamble that I don't know would pay off, and yeah, it's better just to get some Scourge out here, maybe even get a few mutas and work your way up to a 3rd base while kind of just delaying this natural for Royal. I really feel like that's the play. Royal's still not willing to try and take his natural. He's expecting this all-in. He's expecting the all-in to continue here. No upgrade on the way. No upgrade. 0-0 on these Marines, and this armor might come in here pretty soon. Another drop coming through. He's gonna try it. Doesn't end up working. As you can see, things are now locked down for Royal. Gonna fly in with 1 single muta and a bunch of Scourge. This is a play that sometimes can work. The mutas actually draw the fire from turrets and Marines, and it's possible to dive in with just a single muta and get some kills on some of these science vessels if you hide a Scourge under them. Command center here, finally on the way. He is going to get that natural. Do we have Shine sending out a drone just yet? I don't see it. Looks like he's got enough lurkers now. Maybe he wants to dive here. Maybe he wants to go for it. It's still very, very scary, but that is kind of insane number of lurkers. 12 lurkers here. Queen's Nest on the way in the main, so he will be taking this into a later game, and a drone heading to the bottom right, so he is going to grab a 3rd base. Only 1 bunker here. 1 bunker, 2 tanks. Is that enough to hold this? I feel like if you drop Lings on top of those tanks and just run in with the lurkers, maybe you could break. It is a scary play, though. Maybe going for this hive and getting a defiler out makes more sense at this point. Come up here. He's got the Scourge with the muta just to keep back these science vessels here. Science vessels would like to come out and just start irradiating lurkers, just get rid of that count. But with the threat of the Scourge, not going to be able to do so. Just keeping them all back. 4, 5 science vessels, a pretty good number. Royal doing a good job of keeping himself alive in this game, despite how badly the early game went. Here comes all of those lurkers. It's got to be at least 15 lurkers at this point. Massive links and Scourge are coming through. Not gonna get it. Single lurker will be lost here. Looking for some more kills. Looking for some more irradiates here. And Royal pushing up towards his third, so maybe he can take a third here. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. And this is smart. This plays really heavily into the upgrade advantage that's been incurred by Shine, and he's jiving on top of these Marines here as well, kind of eliminating some of their count. Unfortunately, no Scourge available, so he will have to eat these irradiates here. And he can't break that natural. The tanks are too strong. 3 tanks there behind the wall. Too good of a position here for Royal. Shine not going to be able to break through, but scan comes down. I think it's going to be for this bottom right-hand corner base. Another base going up for Shine here at the top center. And I would expect Armor 2 to be coming here for Shine as well, and still no attack 1 for Royal. That's a really, really bad situation for any Terran player to be in when you are behind. The range attack for Terran should always be either equal or ahead of where the Carapace upgrade is for Zerg. And Ultra's Cavern is done. We're gonna have the Ultralisk armor coming here as well. And when these ultras start to pop, they're just not going to die. Tanks, yes, tanks do help, but the Marine shots are just going to be tickling these overlords at that point. 2 armor is done. Oh my god. 2 armor to 0 attack. This is brutal. There's no way Royal wins this game. I'm calling it right now. These ultras are never going to die. Got only 1 out so far. He does not have the Ultralisk armor upgrade done just yet. Some Lings coming around. They're going to try and kill this tank. Great D-Matrix there to keep that alive. Tanks, probably the only thing that are actually going to deal any real damage here against these ultras. Here they come. There's the Ultra's armor. It just finished up now. This is the time to go. But as he moves outside the range of these lurkers, we'll back off. We don't have Ultra's movement speed just yet, but you can bet that that's the next upgrade that's on the way here. Really smart move, pulling away all the drones from the natural base, just keeping on the gas. I'm gonna go after these tanks here. These are the important units. Killing these tanks is really what matters here, because these Marines are just not dealing any damage to these ultras. You can see the ultras just pushing forward with their 4 armor. I think that what does a Marine do? 6 damage with their Gauss rifle? Or was it 5? Well, with this Ultra's armor, they do 0. Or I guess 1 damage for each shot. But they are just, yeah, as I said, tickling these ultras as they fight. Looks like 1 ultra gonna be able to hold off this this small army. Going to bottom right. A few Lings popping out here as well. Ultralisk getting involved, sipping the blood of that final medic there. And this is basically impossible now. We still, I don't think, have an upgrade for Royal. He's just gonna switch into mostly tank, it seems. I mean, that's really all you can do here, because your Marines are never going to trade well against these ultras. And it looks like Shine going for the killing blow now, sending in a massive wave here of Lings, followed up by ultras and, of course, some lurkers. Lurkers burrowing here, gonna focus down these tanks. The ultras have mostly been cleaned up and will actually be finished off. The bunker survives. Lurkers are gonna have to back away now. Actually going here for some SCV kills. We actually get something. Oh, some pretty good shots. Oh, big Scourge coming in here, splitting very, very nicely, killing off a ton of these science vessels. Still playing with the lurkers here, trying to get into a better and better spot. 5 armor, 1 attack. 1 attack here for Royal. We've got max upgrades on that armor for these ultras. These ultras just, they don't take any damage, man. Look at them just standing here, eating all of that marine fire and tank fire. GG. Royal taps out, and Shine takes him down. That is, that's an upset there, for sure. Shine able to take down Royal, but, you know, he kind of made the thing difficult for himself, though, by going for such a wild build. 6 barracks. That is barracks on 6 supply. Not something you see every day unless you're a bloodbath player. But that is, yeah, that's not the way that you want to start off a game versus Shine. Low econ is where he thrives, truly. And he didn't even hesitate for a second when he saw that the Marines were going to kill his hatchery. He just immediately pulled out his lurker drop build. It's like, oh, yeah, you've got to build for that. Of course you do, Shine. You've got to build for every situation. And Royal just kind of underestimating that. Maybe thinking that Shine was just going to go for a 12 hatch and he was going to get an easy win. He does not get that easy win. And Shine, just the presence of mind as well to throw down an Evo chamber when he has hardly any drones. The man had no drones at his natural except for what was mining gas, and he drops an Evo chamber and starts a carapace upgrade with like no money. Just the thinking of this man, he's on another level, really, truly. If he cleans up his macro play, gets to a really strong level, I mean, who can stop him? He is just so smart and so crazy. I love it. We're going to go on to our next game, guys. It's going to be Shine versus either Mini or Stork. That's coming up next. Okay, well, quite a cool build there from Shine. Nice response to the aggressive play from Royal. He's been knocked out now. We're going to have Stork here, spawning in the top left. And Shine in the bottom right of this map. I can't remember the name. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It really reminds me of Destination, though, this map. I haven't heard many people compare it as such, but I really feel like this is Destination 2 with just a better natural and bridges that actually lead to the center instead of lead out of your natural, which is just so much better. Makes so much more sense. And we'll see, I think, a great ZVP on this map, which we haven't gotten too much of. We've seen some Terran versus Protoss, but we haven't gotten much ZVP. And of course the map we're all excited for, 76, we haven't seen much ZVP on that map either. It's mostly been Terran versus Protoss, which is incredibly broken in my opinion. And I've heard some people say that this map might be difficult for Zerg, actually. Taking the third base, it's a little bit of a question. It's up in the air as to where you should actually take that base. Oh no, actually it was somebody in the comments was saying that this map was bad for Zerg versus Terran. For that reason, Zerg versus Protoss, I think it should play out relatively normally. Can get that nice wall in here for the Protoss. And the third base should come down at the regular third base location. You can Sim City and up there to your heart's content. But what is Shine going to do this game? Because Shine, he's not one to play a normal macro game. He has that reputation for pulling out some wild builds. He's gone for a gas here before third base. That third base will come down. But what is the plan with this gas? A quick layer, I imagine. But then what? What are we going to get from him? Is it going to be a Muta build? Is it going to be a drop play? Do we have a later Hydralisk timing? I'm very interested to see what the plan is here for Shine. He likes to get on the aggressive. Whoa, we got some serious lag here. Stork getting close to disconnecting. Something's going on here with his connection. But, you know, maybe he spilled some Coca-Cola on his keyboard or something. Maybe the LAN cord in the back of his computer got dusty or something. No, it seems like we're gonna go back to normal here. Something happened on the internet. Not sure what that was. But both these guys are in Korea. They should have pretty much perfect connection with each other. Turn rate 24 low is the gold standard in Broodwar. Rarely ever get that here in North America. It's mostly like turn rate 12 high. Maybe turn rate 16. But oftentimes you end up getting turn rate 8 extra high, and let me tell you, that is a very difficult circumstance in which to try to micro Mutalist. It's kind of nightmarish, actually, to try and get anything done, especially against Terran with Mutas. Oh my gosh. Going after turrets and Marines and that type of thing. Oh, it's bringing it's giving me flashbacks right now just thinking about it, to be honest. Looks like he gets the probe. Nicely done. That probe was supposed to stay alive here with the Zealot pressuring at the third base, stopping any drones from mining from that location. Lings are gonna head out on the map here. Is he just gonna go for a bust? Is this a Ling bust? I see a Spire on the way, and there's a cannon at home. These Lings are going across the map instead of trying to deal with this Zealot here at the third. Seems like a strange choice here by Shine. He's going in, gonna go ahead and run past, gets onto the cannon. No, he runs past the cannon up here into the main. I really thought he was gonna go for the cannon kill there, but only three Lings make it by. Get in here and try to deal some damage to this probe line. Does get one. Two probes have gone down. Nicely done. Sees everything here in the main. Sees the cannon being produced. More Lings coming out here. He's going to commit to a full bust. Only one Zealot here in the natural wall in. Oh man, the second cannon is about to finish. Here he comes from behind. The second Zealot pops out just barely in time. Oh boy. The timing there of that Zealot popping out. So clutch. This really saved Stork in this game because he would have lost probably both cannons there. Not sure if all the... With the Zealot popping out just a little bit later, 3 Zealots plus 2 cannons, maybe he can take on that number of Lings, but would have been painful nonetheless. As it stands, he has a great position here. Ooh, thinking about running by there. Shine sees the open door, decides not to go for it though. Muta's out on the map now, and with Muta's here, you don't really have to worry about these Zealots. We'll just be able to run them down with the Mutas, finish them off. And he's going to go ahead and take a little engagement here. Trying to get the surround on. He does get a beautiful surround. And the Muta's going to add on their DPS. Just get rid of these. Kind of a waste of Lings, though. Those Mutas can definitely push that back totally for free. Maybe he wouldn't have been able to kill every single Zealot, but... he would have still had a good number of Lings to work with going forward now. extra hatcheries being added on. He does have a few drones at the third base. Not much, though. His economy struggling here right now as he's put on quite a bit of pressure in the early game and built these Mutalisks as well. 4 Corsairs here, about 5-6 Corsairs, the number where you can start to move out and take fights against Scourge. But not Scourge with Mutalisks combined, because the Mutas will draw the fire. You absolutely have to right-click on the Scourge to make sure that you target them properly. There you go. A few overlords in the middle of the map. I don't know what those are doing there. Where was that? I thought I saw 3 overlords in the middle of the map. Really don't want to be sending those across right now, because Corsairs are eventually going to take air dominance, and they have found an overlord here. Going to start to push those away. Supply blocked. Shine for a little bit here. Dark Templar moving out on the map. Oh, nicely done. Scourge there, not able to connect on these Corsairs, and the DT slips by. 2 cannons here in the natural, and this is quite a lot of Hydras here. Although, you know, there's no Overlord in this position. 1 DT popping out could hold this. Diving here on the front cannon. All these probes are going to go down really, really fast. Stork, did he make the mistake of just not building enough cannons? He's gonna lose these zealots here in the front. DT, meanwhile, doing a ton of work. Killed all the drones at the third base. Gonna kill a bunch of drones at the natural as well. 4 kills so far. DT pops out here. Gonna hold off this attack. Overlord on the way. Be able to shove here towards the natural once again. This DT doing so much, though. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. And cannons are finishing up. I think that Shine is out of luck here. Stork had a moment there where he might have been broken with only 2 cannons. However, no Overlord means, like, you just can't break this. You need the Overlord to spot these DTs, otherwise you're just never going to break through. And the DTs come running forward once again. Going to get a couple more Hydra kills. Only 3 Hydras left over. That's not enough to do anything. And the DTs are still running around here, dealing damage, while the drones can constantly transfer back and forth between main, natural, and third base. GG. Shine taps out. Stork will advance on to our next game. All right, now that's what I like to see. 1 player has been eliminated from each race so far. And yeah, we're going to have a good matchup here. We're going to have a good week of KCM. Likely we'll end up going all the way to game number 8 if things continue down this path. Now we've got Rush versus Stork here on Neosylphid. Stork down here in the bottom left. The red Protoss, and of course Rush in the top center. Blue Terran. Rush has been kind of on and off recently. Did make it into the ASL through the qualifiers, but he's not been looking the greatest in KCM. Not really taking too many wins, not really impressing on us his level of skill. Starting off here with a gas this time. Gonna go for a nice safe build. That's pretty early gas though. That is a very quick gas. Wants to get out a quick factory here. And possibly put some pressure on the Stork. Stork, he's not gone for anything greedy though. He's also getting his tech going with the cybernetic score here on the way. Second pylon, second depot should be on the way. There it is. And everything looking pretty nice, normal, and natural here for the Zerg, or for the Protoss versus Terran matchup. Our factory on the way here. This is the matchup that actually killed Terran for me, boys. I used to play Terran back when Remastered first came out, but after countless Protoss players beating me down on ladder, I just couldn't stand it anymore. I had to switch over, just learn a new... I learned an entire new race just so I didn't have to play this matchup. I switched over to Zerg and I've never looked back. Definitely a good choice. There's a lot of different skills that you need to play Zerg. Even if you've been playing Terran forever, you think you'd be automatically kind of good at playing some of the other races, and it does transfer a lot of the skills from Terran transfer over to Protoss if you want to play Protoss, but Zerg is a completely different beast. There is a lot of special control and macro elements that need to be learned and relearned and practiced over and over again as Zerg in order to really get any traction, win any games on ladder for that matter. Because players are so good at this point, the game has been out for so long, there are a million ways to punish, and everyone has been playing for years and years and years, so you really have to play at a higher level in order to get any wins on ladder. It is serious business these days to try and advance on ladder. There's no shortcuts, there's no easy way to get wins at this point in 2023. It's so tough to play, and we've got vultures out on the map. I'm going off on a tangent once again. I apologize, guys. We've got vultures here just kind of sharking around. He looked like he wanted to dive in, but not really worth risking this vulture's life. The possibility of losing this before laying down any mines, and also a starport on the way, so dropship gonna be in the cards here for rush, and you don't want to be losing an early vulture if you're going for that drop. You really want to have a timing here where the dropship pops out, 4 vultures are ready, they load up and go directly in the main. That's what you want to have. So if you lose one of those vultures, you're either going to have to delay that drop and wait for another vulture to pop out, or you're going to have to go with just 3, and you're not probably going to get as much damage as you're hoping for with just 3 vultures. Now 2 are out on the field here throwing down their mines. Mines being spread here, and the dropship on the way now. I don't see an observatory, and if 2 vultures get in here with mines, of course 2 of them have already spent all their mines, but these next 2 vultures that pop out, if they get in here with all their mines and start laying them down in between the main and natural, that could be really painful for Stork. Walking out with a Dragoon, not the best choice. Take some damage there. Mines laid in the main. I don't know how many mines we have left. Ooh, sees the shuttle. Shuttle here heading towards the main. The Wraith should be on the way now. Here comes this drop timing into the main. Those vultures could get a massive amount of damage here. There we go, going after these 2 Dark Templar into the main base, going after that turret. A lot of kills here. Going down. Oh, we don't have an armory here, and turrets are just about to finish up, but he's losing a ton of Marines. Quite a few probes going down as well. Turret right there should be able to keep that alive. Should be able to fight off these Dark Templar here. And looks like he's managed to stabilize now. Rush is in a good spot. He did kill quite a lot of probes there. There we go. Finally gonna get that shot. Loses the vulture, but keeps the starport alive. Nicely done. So far this game, I really feel Rush is dealing with everything nicely. He's got some good damage down. And he's reacted to everything that Stork is trying to do. That DT drop was supposed to do a lot more damage, but Rush having mines in his main, getting that eBay at a proper time there as well, and setting up those turrets to deny the Dark Templar. Really going well so far. I'm liking his position. Oh, loses the Wraith. Damn it, Rush. You've got me here singing your praises, saying how great you're doing, and then you just lose the Wraith like that. Getting another drop here into the main. Ooh, missed shot there on one of those probes. Get a couple more kills though. Zooming around the bottom side here. Gonna throw down a few more mines. Try to get a couple more probe kills. Oh, no. No, you gotta right-click probes there. Rush, you could be getting a ton more kills right now. Okay, there he goes. Right-clicking some probes. Don't be hitting that that cannon there. You absolutely want to be getting those kills. 5 factories coming up here for Rush. The main base here on Neo Sylphid is very wide. It has a lot of entry paths. Basically 180 degrees of space where shuttles can fly into the main. A 6th factory on the way. I think this is going to be a timing push. Not really any other way to slice it here. 1+1 upgrade is going to be finished, and then I think it's time to go. Rush will just be coming in for the attack. Although he did buy an early starport, seems like he's not interested in getting a science facility and a 3rd base and just continuing that upgrade path. Instead, he is just going to pull the trigger here, balls to the wall, try to kill Stork right now. Let's see if Stork will topple, or can he hold on against this? Coming in with more shuttles. He's actually going double shuttle. This could really hurt Stork, actually. If he goes in and loses these 2 shuttles without getting massive damage. Oh, big high Templar drop. Storm! Oh my god. 10 kills. 10 kills on this first storm. It's like another storm coming through. High Templar. Not able to get it down. Nicely done with the vultures. Focusing on killing those High Templar. But look, Stork just used everything he had built up in those shuttles. Mainly those Templar with their storms, all spent to get some SCV damage, and SCV damage doesn't really matter much to Rush. Rush is going for a timing attack here. He can mine as long as he can produce off of most of his factories. He's gonna be fine here to just keep rushing forward and trying to break the Protoss here. Really good spread from Stork. None of his Dragoons standing close enough to each other to take splash damage onto any of their other Dragoon buddies. Gonna run forward here, try to get a tank, but that's, I think, that. Stork going to lose his natural. A couple of DTs do pop out. A scan comes down. DTs are dead, and this is way too many tanks. GG. Stork taps out, and Rush takes him down with a very powerful 6 factory timing attack. Okay, with that kill there on Stork, the opportunity for an alt kill this week has been taken off the table. Rush here cannot get an alt kill. None of these players can, and that alt kill prize will continue to grow. 1,000,001 in the bank already. I remind you guys, it started at 200,000, and I think it's been increasing by 200,000 each week, so it's been several weeks since we got an alt kill. I remember last season we almost had an alt kill like every week. It was crazy. Players were constantly going on long sprees, killing tons of different players, but now that we're in ASL Season 15, now that the other tournaments are going on here, namely that one, that of course all-important tournament, ASL, it seems like people are more evenly matched. Maybe they're not bringing out their very best builds, holding back some stuff for their matches in ASL. That is a possibility, but really no players dominating here in KCM as of late. Now we're here with Hero versus Rush. Hero spawning in the center right, with Rush in the center left. Of course, two player map here in Heartbreak Ridge. An interesting position for that first supply depot here. He sees that it's an early hatchery, a 12 hatch, and Rush is just going to immediately throw down a command center here. So command center first from Rush, a very, very strong economic build to start things off, and Hero gonna throw down his spawning pool here and a gas, which is a little bit strange for him. I feel like he's a much better player with the 3 hatch build. And he oftentimes goes for an early third base as well. On this map, I think it makes sense to go for something like a Hydra's Defiler build. I don't think that Heartbreak Ridge really plays into the old standard of Zerg versus Terran, with lurkers and into a 4th base, defilers, and eventually into ultras. I don't think that really works here. Heartbreak Ridge really, I think it leans into and really works well with that new sort of meta of Hydraless Defiler with Plague. But he's going to be playing from a significant economic deficit here. Rush is already mining here in the natural, and his economy is going to be insane this game. I wonder what he's going to follow up this with. Maybe going into an earlier factory. Maybe going for, yeah, there's the early factory. Okay. Possibly going for a Valkyrie build here. He knows that Hero sees the timing on this command center. 3rd hatch on the way here in the main, though. Just a macro hatch for now. And yeah, Rush knows that Hero is a little bit behind, and he may feel forced into some really heavy Mutalisk aggression in order to try to take back a bit of the lead here. So Rush, I mean, getting an early factory, getting into a quick Valkyrie will just completely shut that play down. I hope that Hero kind of reads this and doesn't go for a bunch of mutas here and try to put on that pressure, because if he shows up after spending all his money into a whole bunch of Mutalisks, and he shows up and there's a Valkyrie and a second one on the way, he is going to be in a world of hurt, because he will get no damage at all, and Rush will just build up into a massive Marine medic force with Valkyrie out on the map, and it could be absolutely deadly. Hero now throwing down his 3rd base. That Spire about to finish up, but he doesn't have a whole ton of larvae here sitting and waiting in order to build a bunch of mutas here right on time. It seems like he's gonna pump up like maybe 5-6 mutas when this starts, and hopefully he can get in here and see that the Valkyrie build is coming before committing to too much more. You may also want to get the Mutalisk armor rather than Mutalisk attack in this situation, because Valkyries, they shoot a lot of missiles, and that's a lot of little points of damage. The more armor that you have, the better it is against those Valkyries, the stronger you'll end up being there. He scans the 3rd base, he sees it, and Hero's gonna have a lot of larvae to work with here. He has 4 hatches right now. can build a ton of units. He's gonna get right in here. He sees that we've got the Valkyrie on the way here. Turret was not quite finished yet, but there's the first Valkyrie. Pushing everything away now. Gets a second volley as well, so really nice control there from Rush to get maximum damage on those mutas. And you can see they've just been completely driven out. A second Valkyrie is on the way, so once there's two Valkyries here, 6 Mutalists really does not stand a chance against that. He's gonna come in, get another SCV here, and dip away the moment those Valkyries are spawned. More Mutas on the way. A little bit surprising we don't see a Hydra's Den or any sort of transition being prepared here for Hero. So is he planning to pop some... Okay, there's the Hydra's Den. I was thinking maybe he's going to pop some Scourge and attempt to dive on these Valkyries. Try to kill them off and then snowball things with the Mutas. But we have the Hydra's Den on the way. He will be transitioning. There's a couple of Scourge. Maybe he does want to dive on one of these Valkyries. He picks off a Valkyrie or two. That can really change the fates here. A Queen's Nest on the way. We're gonna have Hive here relatively soon, and Hero's gonna come across the map. This is all gonna come down to the Scourge connects, guys. He sees the location of the army. It's perfect. He really wants to take the engage right here, not in the natural if possible. Royal moving closer to the natural now, ready to take this fight. Okay, he's moving slightly away. When is Hero gonna pull the trigger? Here he goes, bringing all the Scourge forward. He kills one Valkyrie gets killed. That is not enough. He needed to get at least 2 Valkyries there to make it worth it, to make it possible to break that, and he does not get the connections. Scourge evaporate, and this is getting really scary now for Hero, who has almost no HP on these Mutas. Being chased by the 2 Valkyries. Oh, there they go. Oh, so close. Only four Mutas with almost no HP left. Really deep in the red there. A ton of Hydra swapping, but no Lurker upgrade finished as of yet. He was really hoping to buy more time with these units, with these Mutas and Lings, but just not able to get it done. Now a ton of Lurkers popping here in the front. That's 6 Lurkers, so not a small group at all. It's going to be very scary once all those pop out. But maybe if he gets a good surround here, he's going to go for the Workers. Great pull there of Workers from Hero. Here comes the Burrow. All these Marines going to run forward, but man, those spines were good. He's going to surround this, and Burrow once again. All of these Marines going to die. Looks like the... oh, he gets both of the Valkyries as well. These Scourge. Getting amazing connections there, and actually Hero came out pretty well in that trade. Not too bad at all. He kills everything. He saves the majority of the drones, and Rush is now on the back foot here. He's got to hang out in his natural, build up his tank and vessel count, and start to get irradiates on some of these Lurkers. But Hive is done here. Hive is 100% done for here. We haven't had a shot of the main for a while, but he started that Queen's Nest a long time ago, and so that should absolutely be done. No siege mode just yet for Rush, but you can see it's getting very, very close here. He's got the tanks in position, just waiting for that. There's the Defiler's Mound on the way, about to finish up here, and once the consume upgrade is done, he's going to start rallying those across the map. Oh my god, so many Marines getting caught in that one little spot there. Taking some tank shots. We'll back away here. Really nice to keep some of those alive. Okay, doesn't. As I say that, gets shot by the tank. Classic Caster's Curse there. You're just gonna fall back across the map with his Lurkers. He's done enough. Killed a bunch of Marines. He's got double Evo on the way now. He's gonna back away. Oh no! Rush, buddy, you cannot be losing those science vessels at this point, man. Which is way too early. Oh my god, great spines there as well. He does kill that second lurker before the double spine can come out once again. One lurker at that location. He needs to transfer some more over here. Setting them up. Where were these lurkers? I think they were on like hold position or something in the bottom side of the map. He needs to move these lurkers north. There we go. He moves them up. Gonna cut off these tanks and marines. Tanks sieging up right away. He is completely aware of this location and the likelihood that there will be lurkers there. Now just gonna fall back all the way to this base, but Defiler is out. He's gonna get a consume off here in a second and should be able to run forward, drop that Dark Swarm, and go for these tanks. He gets one tank for free. The tank's going to rotate now, moving towards this bottom area. Moving towards the natural here. Oh, Defiler. Uh-oh. Unfortunate. Losing that Defiler for free. It's definitely not a unit you want to be throwing away. It can constantly get value. Always available. The consume upgrade can just get some more energy. You don't ever want to throw away Defilers for free. Definitely they are going to die to some Irradiates, but anytime a Defiler gets picked off by anything other than an Irradiate, it's a win for Terran. It's a massive win for Terran. You can see here there's no Defiler in this location. He hasn't built one yet, and I don't see one in production at that base. He has the Nidus network, so maybe he can pop one out at the last second here, but he's really under pressure. Oh my god, where's this Defiler? He really needs a Defiler right here, right now. The tanks are closing in. Tanks are closing in. Oh my god, you can see how bad this is for Hero that he lost that Defiler earlier. He's losing almost all of his lurkers here. One more lurker's alive. Oh my god, he loses it. More lurkers going to be produced here, but the tanks are in range of these drones, and picking them off constantly is going to consume 2 drones just to throw down a Dark Swarm here and try to run forward. Oh god, the hatchery goes down. No, this is the case study of how really on a knife's edge this matchup is. Oh, he kills 2 more Defilers. Are you kidding me? Rush is gonna win this for sure. Killing those 2 Defilers here, and when the situation is already so dire for Hero, is just all too perfect. Rush is going to push towards the natural now, kill this Nidus network, and then he should be able to finish this game off. Couple more. Oh, he's going for a plague. Plague. First plague of the game. Doesn't get it off. Unfortunate there for Hero, but he is about to lose this one. Nearly 100% now. That base going down at the north side is just too much. He focuses down the Nidus. Whoa, that Nidus, just a couple more HP on it. Couple more lurkers do pop out, but Irradiate's going to come down. Tanks are here as well. And without the Nidus network, there's just no hope of stopping this. He goes for another Science Vessel, not able to get it though. That's a lot of Scourge now that are out here on the map. He wants to connect with those, but GG. Damn, that really hurts, man. As a Zerg player, I feel the pain, the true pain of a Defiler just walking out and getting killed there. Had no business heading out into that Marine Medic stack. I wonder what happened there. Maybe he had it in the same control group as his other Defiler there. That's possible. Sometimes it can be hard to find your Defilers, so it's good to have them on a hotkey so that you can quickly jump to them and throw down the Swarm or Plague, whatever you need at that moment. But whatever happened there, Hero lost that game because one Defiler walked in the wrong direction, just headed out and got itself killed. And that's just case study of how much on a knife's edge this matchup can be. Any tiny mistake on either side can mean instant destruction. And we saw that there. Now, we're going to jump into our next game, guys. It's going to be Rush versus Mini. That should be a great game. It's coming right up. All right, so we're going to see a Terran player get eliminated here. Rush is going to be defeated by Mini. Of course, I'm joking. We don't know how this one is going to go, but I have a sneaking suspicion that Terran is going to lose here on 76. Mini, the player, I would definitely, maybe the last person I would want to go up against on 76 as a Terran. This guy, well known for being very, shall we say, inventive with the way that he plays, very creative in the types of all-ins and builds that he can pull out. Anything can come here. You have no idea what Mini's gonna do here as Rush, but you can imagine he's probably just going to send Zealots at you like he did actually against Rush in the very first week of KCM. As I recall, week 1 here in 2023, season 1, I believe it was Rush who died to like 2 Zealots in the early game, sent across the map by Mini as he was trying to take his natural expansion on the low ground. This time he's gonna send a SCV through and get an expansion in the back natural, which is a lot easier to defend. Of course, you have this tiny little ramp, you might as well use it. For the defense, it's really hard to get Zealots up there. They can only walk up one at a time. You can also make a very easy wall, and with the single Marine you should be able to hold off this Zealot. Yeah, look at that. You're not getting past that wall. Once it's up, he should be fine. Robotics facility on the way. And this is exactly as you would expect for Protoss, how they would play on this map. You're going to want Reavers. You're going to want shuttles as soon as possible to start dropping probes around the map and taking these island bases. It's like, hasn't got an opportunity to scout here yet. Rush would really like to get in this main base and find out what Mini's up to, if he's taken an expansion already or not. You should be able to see, if he does manage to get over there, that there's definitely no expansion. Instead, just focusing on getting that robe out. Mini getting some serious damage on this probe, and he's probably going to shut this down, not allow a scout to go off. So Rush playing in the dark, but he knows what he has to do. He needs to defend this back natural, and he needs to stay alive here in this early game. Mini will be trying to harass that back expansion as much as possible. It looks like that barracks is actually floating into the back natural here. That's interesting. That is very interesting. And an academy on the way here. I'm very curious about the plan here from Rush. Mini, meanwhile, he's actually going to go ahead and get an observatory. So no robotic support bay here, which is a little bit confusing to me. I was not expecting this. I thought we would see Reaver right away. Observer seems kind of crazy. It seems unnecessary. There's the shuttle coming over here. It's probably just gonna drop a couple of Zealots. It's like that barracks that was brought forward, or that was brought back here to bring some Marines and set up a bunker, is not gonna get anything done. That Marine gonna just go ahead and die here. 4 Zealots in this back base. Almost impossible to stop at this moment with only 1 Marine popping out at a time. This is nearly impossible. Every single SCV is going to end up going down. And Mini is now in absolute commanding position here. This is embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as the way that first game went down with Rush versus Mini on 76. But not quite that embarrassing, but still pretty darn embarrassing. We've got a few more zealots here into the main with a Dragoon being lifted up. And it seems like Mini, like I expected, just completely crazy build. Absolutely happy to go ahead and just play a wild game here. Not a concern. He absolutely has the secret sauce that'll allow him to take it down a Terran player. God, I almost went through all the races. A Terran player on a weird map like this, he is gonna figure out the best way to do that, to bring out a build that will just completely turn the tides on the Terran. It's like he's gonna force his opponent to kill his own supply depot. That stinks. Oh my goodness. 2 Dragoons here on low ground have been brought down by that shuttle. And we don't have a tank. We just have a few wraiths. Basically, a few wraiths versus a couple of Dragoons here. This is not going well for Rush at all. He's gonna lose an SCV here in the natural. And he's still killing his own supply depot. What a situation to be in. Looks like we're gonna have Cloak coming up here pretty soon for Rush. And he's flying into the main base with the shuttle now. Oh no, that's an observer actually. There's an observer right here on top of these units as well. Could be scanned and killed. Not gonna do so. The command center taking heavy damage and finally breaks through that supply depot, but he doesn't have anything on that high ground to actually fight, so breaking that down may have been premature. So gonna come in. 2 Dragoons being controlled here. Gonna get a kill on one of these wraiths. Focuses the second wraith down. 2 wraiths for 2 Dragoons, maybe even a third wraith? No. 2 wraiths for 2 Dragoons. Still a pretty awful trade there for Rush. No matter how you slice it, it's not going very well. And it's going to be an insane uphill struggle to try and bring this one back. I don't see it happening, but we'll see. We'll have to just hang in there. Hope that Rush can find some means to get out of this situation. Right now, it's pulling the SCVs, which, of course, is never a good spot to be in. So I'm surprised we still don't have a tank here. It looks like he's going after some of these probes. Observers are coming, but there's only 2 Dragoons here, so he could just scan and kill this. And he should be fine. Looks like a Reaver may be out. And the shuttle is moving across the map here, possibly with a Reaver inside. All we've got back at home is a single Vulture, so that command center appears to have died. No, there it is. It's actually still alive. GG is called. Rush taps out, and that is basically a repeat of week number 1. I mean, it wasn't as quick, but equally as embarrassing, I would say. Rush trying to do something fancy, trying to go 2-port Wraith with a back natural, but just getting completely punished there. I feel like I don't know what you do there. Maybe you put 2 supply depots at your ramp and just repair. Is that, am I crazy? Do that and then put the barracks in the natural, or in the back natural, and get a couple of Marines out, get a bunker, and try to hold that way. I don't know, man. It's so hard on this map. It really is such a puzzle. I can't wait to find out if some of these Terran players will figure out this map and what kind of solutions they'll come up with to make it actually playable, because this seems with the series between Rush and Mini, it just seems completely impossible for the Terran player to take a win here. I want to be wrong. I want to see Terran players bring out some innovative strategies and find a way to win, but I just don't see it so far. It feels like a Terran killer map. Protoss just running away with the games. I feel like Terran versus Zerg more balanced, but Terran versus Protoss absolutely broken. If you agree, send a comment. If you disagree, throw a comment down below as well. I'd love to hear what your opinion is. And as we're getting into our next game, one player from each race is left. That means we're going to go all the way to game 8. Let's go on to game number 7. Coming off of that game on 76, we're moving to Mini versus Queen. It's going to be here on Retro. A much better map. For sure. Absolutely. I heard this is about ASL, but it's not anything to do with spoilers. I heard that Tasteless and Artosis were talking about this map, saying how it's kind of a funny map in that it's kind of like Polypoid, but it has less money. I would say that this is a map that is more I'd liken it to Fighting Spirit. This is a more balanced Fighting Spirit in my opinion. It does of course have one less base than Fighting Spirit. Of course the base in the middle is missing, but there's still some minerals there. And it's probably going to get mined from as much as people have mined from the Fighting Spirit middle. But in this map, as you can see, those two ramps right there that were on screen a moment ago, much, much closer together than the third base on Fighting Spirit. And I think that's where the balance comes in. When you're a Terran player pushing out of your natural, trying to grab a third base, on Fighting Spirit was nearly impossible if your opponent was able to get Dragoons up that ramp and onto your third base high ground. It just took a million years. It was super, super hard. If they had shuttles or zealots or storms or anything, it was nearly a fool's errand to try and take that base. So having the ramps closer together, I think that really fixes the issue in a lot of ways, because when you siege up on your own low ground, then you can hit the units coming up the opposite ramp. They are in range, so it really prevents that type of play, that type of just automatic denial. It's just so good for Protoss versus Terran. And the difficulties of taking that third base are somewhat alleviated now. This map, of course, we're not gonna have Terran. We're not gonna have a Terran versus Protoss. This is Zerg versus Protoss, so a completely different monster here. Lings are out on the map, but a Zealot making its way here into the natural and main base will be repelled by 4 Lings. Needs to jump on top of this and micro it properly. Going off the probe first would be advantageous. He's controlling on the other side of the map though right now. He could lose a drone. Nice pullback. There's a lot going on the map right now. Lings are in the natural here, dealing some damage. He's also clearing that pylon in order to get the third base up. So Queen dealing with a lot of different stuff at the same time. This probe just able to hit over the corner of those mineral patches in order to deal damage to that drone. Very, very annoying stuff. Back at home, Mini has completely handled this aggression. Not going to be taking any more damage. Looks like this Ling trading very nicely. Really good play there with the probe, jumping on top of those zealots, or on top of those Zerglings, excuse me, and almost keeping that zealot alive for a ridiculous amount of time. Does eventually go down though, after trading out about 4 to 6 Lings. It's quite a few. Ended up going down there. But that's just Mini for you. His early control with the zealots and probes, absolutely devastating. Queen, not enough Lings here to hold this attack. 3 zealots on the way. A few more links gonna pop out. I think this just gets crushed. It should just get completely annihilated here. He's gonna lose a drone. Not quite, and he's gonna get behind the minerals once again. So again, gonna force a bad trade here from Queen. Getting right in behind these mineral patches. A layer on the way here. Does finish up. But Queen's been slowed down quite a bit. I mean, his drone count not that good. Doesn't have gas here at the natural. Doesn't have any drones at the third base. And he's built a ton of links here with which he can't actually put on any aggression. Instead, he's just trying to get rid of these zealots. And it's taking a long time to get rid of them. The trade is not going to go well here. He does manage to pick off one of the zealots, but again, tucking itself way deep behind these minerals. Going to make it impossible to trade nicely against that. A few more zealots going to sneaking out the side here, trying to get out around the map. A couple lings going to run by. One ling gets in there, one ring. One ling manages to breach the main base. Gonna be able to see all the tech coming here. Sees the Stargate. The Stargate is a bit late. Mini dealing with micro issues of his own. Perhaps missing his gas timing or something like that. Because it looks like the Spire and the course or the Stargate are gonna come up at the same time. Four more zealots making their way here into the natural, and there's not a lot of lings here. He is going to surround and kill this last zealot. Maybe enough ling. No, I don't think so. Running up the ramp here as well is really, really dirty. Tons of drones being pulled in order to fight this, but he could end up losing a lot of those. One drone has fallen so far. Great control here on both sides. Mini blocking up this ramp. A few more links are going to pop out on this side, and eventually he will surround and kill this. But another zealot heading down towards the third base. Looks like Queen is on top of that. Few links being sent over to that location. First Corsair is out on the map, but we should have Scourge here as well. So I don't anticipate any Overlords falling here. The drone count not looking too hot at the moment, and most of the drones were pulled from the natural, unfortunately. Another great place to trade here. Unbelievable amount of kills there for that one single zealot, and another one gonna wander in immediately after and create even more of a problem here for Queen. Super annoying stuff. Look at that. Drones popping out at this location. He's just going to run on behind the mineral patches once again. He's still holding the ramp, by the way. The ramp into the main is still held. There's still no drones mining at the natural. He's finally going to pop out a Muta. And that should end the hold here on the between the natural and the main. But so much economic damage has been done here, even though it's not drones dying per se. Just slowing down the mining, forcing this number of lings, forcing the drones out of the natural for so long has made things really hard now for Queen. He's gonna go for one more drone. Can he get it? No, not gonna get that. And all of these zealots have been cleaned. So, you know, we got credit where credit is due. I think that Queen did a really good job of holding in so many different locations with so much going on. He's managed to get a reasonable drone count out now. But I feel that Mini has the advantage here. You can see it in the supply, the tempo advantage as well. He has thrown away quite a few zealots, quite a lot of zealots in order to get this damage, but his economy is looking fantastic. He hasn't been harassed at all. He's got plenty of cannons to defend himself against these potential mutilas here. He's got a ton of Corsairs ready to go. Should be getting the +1 as well. Hydralist on the way here for Queen, but he's just sitting back at home waiting with these mutilas. Knows he doesn't have the overall numbers to take on these Corsairs. And Air Dominance here going to go to Mini. He's even adding on a Archon here. Archon gonna come out, I think, with those Zealots and the few Corsairs there. Yeah, I think 1 or 2 rounds of Zealots, and probably Mini gonna just go here across the map, try to deal some damage. Sees the Archon is out. Queen with a lot of Scourge ready to go. Is he going to be able to get the connections that he desperately needs in order to push back these Corsairs to pick off a bunch of them and sort of even things out? Take air dominance, push everything back. He is getting rid of that one probe that was sent out to take the third base. So that is definitely a good kill. Great micro here from Queen as well. Not allowing himself to be damaged by this Archon. Not allowing any hits from the Archon here, but continuously hitting these Zealots. Massive wave of Corsair there. Almost getting hit by the Scourge. +1 is done. It's about 6 Corsairs, so they can 2-hit. It's like this Archon gonna get surrounded and killed by the Lings. Really nice job. He got maybe 1 or 2 shots on the Mutas, but overall, Queen handling this perfectly. Micro, absolutely fantastic. Oh my god. These Corsairs just crushed the hell out of these Scourge here. There was so many Scourge that went down. I think 1 Corsair might have fallen. We're still 8 Corsairs though, and a third base is on the way now. I think we should end up seeing Queen taking a 4th base here, droning up really, really heavy and preparing for the next stage of the game. Probably a Queen's Nest coming down. That's the way I've learned that Queen likes to play. But he may think about going for some sort of timing here. No, a 4th base does indeed go down in the bottom right-hand corner. A whole bunch of drones should be getting added on here. And the next stages of tech, lurkers should be coming out here soon. And then eventually into Crackling and Defiler. Now, still flying around here. He's going to go after some of these Templar. 1 Templar goes down. He forced another Storm. 3 Templars have fallen. That Storm kind of helping him out a little bit to get rid of more Templar. We started with 4, now we're down to 1 Templar. That was some fantastic micro and decision making there by Queen in order to get rid of those additional Templar there and just limit the number of Storm that's going to be available for this next fight. Great Storm there. Oh my god. So damaging, dealing a ton of DPS to these Hydras that are now very, very low. He's going to be running up on them. Some Hydras coming from the left side, though, going to jump on top of these Templar, and the Psionic Storm goes down in multiple locations. However, everything gets shoved back here. Mini gonna have to run away. That High Templar is going to die as well. Really, really good play there from Queen. Coming in from multiple angles, just getting so many Templar kills. Absolutely essential for this really heavy Hydra style. If you want to play just pure Hydra and not even go into Lurker, it is possible, but you really need to get rid of these Templar. You cannot allow big storms to land. This fight is amazing for Queen right now. The slow backing up, the kiting here, the tight area, and the large number of Hydras is very, very nice for Queen. Eventually, he's going to micro this back far enough to his reinforcements here that he will shove everything away. Base in the bottom right being saturated now. Queen staying 1 base ahead of his Protoss opponent. Another probe headed out. If he puts a pylon on high ground in the top right and starts to throw down a few cannons, this game could quickly get out of Queen's control. Looks like this base in the bottom right-hand corner needs some support. Hydras are kind of chasing after some Corsairs there. They need to get up to this top right-hand corner, or the bottom right-hand corner, excuse me, and actually save this base. Crucial that he keeps that alive for now. Looks like he may indeed keep that hatchery up, though it was getting quite low. He's going to go after some drones here as well, getting just 2, possibly a 3rd drone as well. 3 drones going down. That really sucks here for Queen, who was already delayed in mining for quite a long time. Mini is feeling very happy now on his 3, soon to be 4 bases. I'm surprised he's not putting a pylon near the ramp and just putting a bunch of cannons there. That's what all my Protoss pawns do. But he's going to go ahead and try to snag that base. It has not been spotted by Queen. Queen focused right now on droning bottom right as much as possible, getting his first few lurkers out, setting up a lurker field here in front of his natural, and just overall getting into late game tank. There should be a Queen's Nest. There should be a hive on the way, but here comes Mini towards this natural. Is he going to be able to try and break through here? Some Sunkens are on the way, but they're not done yet. Needs to finish those buildings up here real quick. Spore and Sunken, maybe one of each would be very, very strong. Natural is looking nearly impenetrable. But Mini not too bothered by this. He's not too worried about breaking into the natural. He's not too worried about breaking a base. Right now, he is splitting the map in half, taking top right. Can go ahead and take the natural as well. Just cannon that up, get into the latest of late game tank, and you know, start to really add on massive amounts of Templar and huge quantities of Zealots and Archons. Maybe even get into some Reavers as well. Looks like Eggs on the ramp really saving the day, saving Queen's Bacon for right now. But it's not going to last forever. Storms on the high ground, Storms on the Eggs. Really getting rid of a lot of the Protoss on that high ground. Now the lurkers are spread. This will be really tough to get up this ramp now. However, he can hit from the low ground there. Does get rid of one lurker. Trying to breach this. We don't have a Nidus Swarm yet. Maybe Nidus Network gonna come down here pretty soon. That could really help Queen out with this defense. Make it a lot more tenable, a lot easier to hold. But Mini gonna back away from bottom right. Instead, he's moving towards the middle of the map. He's realizing there is a big threat. A large group of units moving through the middle. Gonna lose some Templar here. 2, 3 Templar end up going down in quick succession. That's not good. He even gets that one and that one. One Templar managed to survive with just 10 HP. +1/+1 is done. Queen finally with the hive being done. Defiler Mound on the way. This is the real Zerg late game. This is when things get a little bit crazy, when plagues start to come down, when dark swarms are utilized, and this map is getting very close to split in half. Some Hydras coming down to the bottom, or to the top right. They're trying to find the location where they can dive on top of these cannons. Maybe try to deny a base here, but so far not able to do so. DT comes out. Storm on the ramp is beautiful. So many Lings that I'm getting killed in that. And the DT doing its work, getting rid of some of these Hydras. Looks like Mini thinking about going towards the natural again. I think this is a mistake. His main concern should be holding this base in the top right-hand corner. Absolutely. Keeping that alive should be priority number 1. Priority number 2 should be taking another base in the natural. But for now, Mini macroing up, going to be picky, getting the shuttle speed and possibly some Reavers as well. Nidus Network now connecting the base in bottom right to the natural here for Queen. Can easily reinforce through that passage. +2/+1, +2 armor. Actually opting to go armor first here for Mini. Lots of armor here to help try to keep him alive, and he's coming up on high ground. Some of these lurkers are not burrowed. They need to be. As Mini attempts to breach this, looks like lurkers are just going to run forward, get into an even better position here. All spread, one storm apart. Big storm here. Holy crap. Those are some amazing storms. Cleaning out every single drone at the 6 o'clock. Queen is not going to be happy about that when he returns his screen to that location. Absolutely, that's gotta hurt. And now we've got not too many drones left over. And another drop gonna come through here. Oh my god. Unbelievable amount of kills here. He kills every drone at that location. 8 kills on this Templar. I bet you another 8 on those other 2 Templar as well. Drone kills are just crazy at this point in the game. We got Mini completely maxed out. He's going to be taking the upper right. He does have quite a few Dragoons in this army, but he's starting to transition over. Another high Templar drop here. Going for the space, looking for some juicy targets here. Oh, the Storm pretty good on a lot of those lurkers, but Scourge do come out and deal with that dropship. Big army moving throughout the map here for Mini. Not quite maxed out anymore. Did lose a lot of supply in those shuttles. Now gonna max out once again. Where is his next target? He gonna head down to bottom right once more? This ramp is looking more and more difficult to breach now. With this number of lurkers on the low ground, plus this really tight area to try and run through, he's gonna go for a plague. No? No plague? I really thought we were gonna see a plague there. Oh, another big storm in the bottom right here. Queen eating a massive amount of damage, losing tons of drones. Looks like he did manage to pull back quite a few though. Big flag there, beautiful. Okay, we were waiting for it for quite a while. Finally, Queen pulls it out. Able to get a massive flag on a ton of Dragoons and Zealots there. And also an observer as well, it appears. Another shuttle moving through the map. Another plague comes down on these units. The catch up absolutely spread over everyone. Every one of these units. Another Templar drop coming through. Can we actually get this storm off? Nicely done. Big storms here. Oh, barely able to dodge out of that one. It was very close. Scourge come forward and kill that shuttle, but man, these drone kills have been absolutely horrendous for Queen here. He's just been getting ravaged. Looks like trying to breach this high ground, but this is a really tough place to get through. Trying to run up this very small ramp against Sunken Colony plus Lurker is not a recipe for success. Looks like a Defiler gonna make his way around the right-hand side of the map. Some DTs out here. Really decent. Cleaning out a lot of the Lings on this side. And maybe even killing those Lurkers as well. Another drop coming through. Mini absolutely relentless with these drops. Huge kills. Can get one more. Oh my god. So many kills on these Templar. We have hardly any drones at this point. Another great storm killing off a bunch of drones, and he gets the Scourge that we're chasing his shuttle as well. Man, this guy is too good. Mini is so scary when it comes to versus Zerg. He's sitting here on 5 bases, just relaxing. Another storm, killing about 6-7 drones there. Dark Templar and Lurker sharing the same space here in the center right. Whoever gets detection to that area first is going to take an advantage there. Okay, there we go. Some Hydras finally clearing that out. I think there were 2 Templars in that drop, but they got their value absolutely during those storms. So not the biggest deal. Mini looking to push down towards bottom right. Again, this is a tight ramp, and there are a ton of Lurkers here spread out. Ready to go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Big drop here. Is he just going straight up for the main? Looks like it. Huge, huge drop. Dark Swarm comes down. Lurkers jumping out everywhere. But there's tons of Archons here. There's even a Reaver and some extra Storms. It looks like this has been completely held. This one more storm clears out that Lurker, and wow, what a hold. Queen with a huge, huge drop. That was so many Overlords coming in. I don't know if they were all full or not, but that was a lot of dropper lords, man. And a huge drop opportunity there just ends up going in the favor of Mini, I feel. Now, this was a bit of a good engage for Queen, to say the least. Oh, no. Oh, he loses the drone again. Still trying to take center right, but not bringing an Overlord to that location. Pretty silly stuff. Where's the Overlords, man? Bring the Overlords out here. He's losing Lurkers as well in the middle of the map. You cannot be losing these. Looks like Mini gonna break through in the center right here, and Queen, what is he doing with all his Overlords, man? He needs some detection. Coming into the main once again. Lots of Archons here ready to fight. This High Templar as well, ready to storm. Lurkers here, spreading out. Great storm there, hitting 2 Lurkers. Looks like he does lose that that Templar, but everything I think going to be cleaned up with relative ease now in the main base. Queen trying some crazy stuff, but it's just not working out. Looks like he's circumventing the center right because he realizes with Reaver and Templar on that high ground, it's going to be nearly impossible to get through. Here comes that Reaver moving back into position, but tons of cannons here. He's actually going around this. This is interesting. Very curious. The thought process here of Queen coming around from the north side, going right next to the natural, and then bombing down towards center right. He's going to try and hit this from both sides. Try to break through here and actually stop this base from going down is absolutely essential. Gonna get that last Lurker, and Mini with this base will officially split the map in half. Half going to the Zerg player, half going to the Protoss, and that's never a good situation for the Zerg player. You always want to be ahead on bases, even if it's only one base at the end of the game. It might give you enough to hold on, and looks like Queen actually breaks this location. Wow, relentless rallies from Queen finally make the difference. Tons of Lurkers on Brood here. It looks like he wants to bring those up for the defense. As long as he can get over here and to secure this base in the center right. Oh, some storms going down. Oh my god. Oh my god. So many kills here. 6 kills already. 9 kills now. 10 kills. Oh my goodness. 14 kills on this single Lurker. We'll get one more here. And a total of 15. Now this, I don't think makes the biggest difference in the world, just because, you know, Mini's already mining with a ton of workers. He has so many workers working for him. I don't think just killing off a couple of workers at that location is going to make the biggest difference, but taking out the space in the center right could mean life or death in this game. Lurkers running up here, surrounding this army, but most of it's already on high ground. A ton of drones are evacuating this position. You can definitely get over here and surround this army, but I don't think he can save this hatch. Looks like the hatch will end up going down. The hatch in the center right still hasn't been produced here. I'm really shocked that Queen has not decided to take that base yet. Looks like he finally brings forward. Oh my god, he didn't get the connection there. Oh man. Hatchery here in the middle. Looks like he's gonna mine from the middle now. Queen hilarious. Looks like he actually thinking about doing that too. This base on the center right, I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of minerals left, but it's still valuable. And if Queen can, or if Mini can hold this and mine from it, that would be really advantageous for him. Though he just lost the Reaver, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this. Queen with a lot of defenses in center right now, and he's got complete map control. He's very far behind in supply, about 50 supply behind, or 40 supply behind. But that gap is closing now. Mini is on 200, and Queen is approaching that. What is the game plan here from Mini? I guess it's going to be take center left. Take center left, put a Nexus there, hold that base. And now coming through the center, that is way too many lurkers here. Gotta start to break through with Reavers and then bring the Zealots forward after most of the lurkers are dead. That's kind of the only way to do it here. Picking off some of these lurkers. Doing a great job getting some excellent value out of these Reavers. He picks up and backs up. Reaver's staying alive here, running south. There's way too many lurkers in this location once again, not really realizing it. Ends up losing a ton of Zealots there. Here he comes, gonna drop some more Scarabs. Great shots on these Lings. Needs to start pushing through here ever so slowly with the Reavers. Plague on the Reavers here, really nice. Getting that plague down. They are so squishy now. Just a couple of good Hydralisk hits will absolutely kill that. Darkstorm there. Plague possible. There's a beautiful plague getting all of these units. Pretty much everything on the field now for Mini has been plagued at this point. High Templar. Archon on that high ground. Just needs to add a Reaver and some cannons and the defense is complete. Queen really mining now from the center right and the center. It's hilarious. We're actually talking about this today, but surprised to see that we already have someone mining the middle. Archon's running forward here. Reaver's definitely the way to deal with them. Archons as well, really strong at killing them. Queen, I think, throwing away a lot here. This is kind of insane. The 16 kill, 24 kill Reaver. Absolutely crushing it. And Queen, man, that was pretty wasteful. He threw away a lot there to try and push forward. I guess he's gonna bring it home with this re-rally here of Hydras, but that was pretty wild. Looks like Nexus in the center left, but no probes to mine from that location. Some lurkers coming down, but they will be surrounded and killed. This is a crazy game, boys. This is a really wild one. I'm not sure who's going to end up taking this, but Queen, I mean, he's got a lot of money here. He's got that fresh base in the bottom right. The center right is still pretty fresh as well. This base is like almost mined out. Queen managed to mine most of those minerals before it ended up getting taken over by Mini, and yeah, that's not going to net him a whole lot of profits. Meanwhile, middle of the map is being mined. I think there's quite a bit of minerals here as well. Bottom right's being mined, center right's being mined. Everything is going well here for Queen, and as long as he doesn't lose any of these locations, he should be able to eventually grind out a win here in the long game. Defiler getting crushed there. Nice play. Maybe able to pick off these Reavers. All he needs is a couple of good Hydralisk shots. You know, 4 or 5 Hydras run forward and just right click on a Reaver. It's going to disappear. A lot more Hydras here. Queen feeling his position. Getting ready for another full-on frontal assault here, running forward against these Archons, Reavers, Zealots, and High Templar. Going after that Reaver, but it is under Darkstorm. Darkstorm working against him in this instance. Queen with a lot of lurkers ready to fight. They're gonna go for it again and running forward here. Does lose the Reaver and the shuttle. Ooh, that's painful. Losing those Reavers. Kind of the backbone of the army here right now for Mini. He needs those to take good trades with these lurkers here. Gonna go ahead and drop a Dark Swarm, running forward once again. Mini forced to back away. He's got a good number of Archons here, but I'm just not sure it's going to be enough. Lurkers are doing so much splash against them, and lots and lots of Hydras should be getting brought up here soon. I think Queen Supply just really tells the story. 167 to 156. He is absolutely running away with this game. Mini is just trying to hang on. His trades have been impeccable, killing off way more than he loses each and every time. Reaver's underneath the Dark Swarm. That's hilarious. Reaver's under Dark Swarm. Can you think of anything more powerful? I certainly can't. That is crazy, crazy good. And Reaver's gonna try to come forward here. Shuttle is available. Does have only 4 HP though, so you gotta be super, super careful. I'm gonna start picking off some of these lurkers. Going for these lurkers to the south. A little bit dangerous as they run up. Getting some free shots here. Going for the storms as well. Reaver's expertly microed backwards. Gonna be able to trade really, really nicely against these Hydras. Another massive, massive hit there. Reaver's absolute hero units this game. This is like snow level Reaver control here. Constantly keeping them alive, constantly getting damage. I wonder how many kills they each have now. Or if that like 24 kill plus Reaver has been killed or not. Another Defiler going down. Killing those Defilers, always massive, always super, super good. That's a lot of gas being used. 33 kill, 34 kill. Reaver, unbelievable. Mini making so this guy, he's making lemonade right now. Absolutely crushing it. Looks like that Reaver, oh, it gets picked off. The 34 kill Reaver finally goes down. It looks like this Reaver here gonna get his first kill, but gets plagued immediately after. So becoming incredibly squishy here. We'll go to work on some more of these lurkers as well, but picks off the shuttle there. Shuttle being picked off may spell the end here because those Reavers immediately go down. There's only 1 or 2 Archons left over, and some Storms here with a single Zealot and a single Dragoon. There's still money in the bank for Mini right now, but it's quickly running out. Oh my god, middle is running out. Are we going to see this base completely mined? That is insanity. Oh, this is so crazy. Looks like a lot of minerals here, though, for Queen on the center right. So many minerals to work with. He should be fine. Another round of Zealots coming out. Mini about to mine out. Center left is super, super low right now. Top right is completely gone except for the natural. This is crazy, guys. I can't believe we're still in this game. Running forward here, he kills the Reaver. He really needed a shuttle with that. Great storms here on a bunch of these lurkers. Zealots are being picked off here. There's 1 High Templar left. Oh, but he makes 2 more Archons. I thought all of those got picked off, but 2 more Archons on the way. That is fantastic. As long as he can keep them alive. Some Zealots pop out and the Archons survive. Nicely done. Mini falling back a little bit. Reaver to come through with 23 kills. Another hero Reaver here, getting insane damage throughout this game. Coming forward once again. Reaver gets plagued. Doesn't really matter. Plague's fine. That's already been plagued, so can't go below 1 HP unless it's dead. So it's gonna be fine. 2 more Reavers over in this location. He's going to bring this army together, and Mini's managed to scrape together a 160 supply army, which is unbelievable considering the circumstances. Queen still macroing like crazy. Still doing really, really well for himself. A lot of links, a lot of Hydras. But, oh god, a bit of a mistake here. Almost losing those 2 Reavers, 2 Lurkers running up and dying. This shuttle is now very, very low. Will be hard to get up here. Attacking this base, I think this is the most high value base on the map right now. Queen has been mining it for quite a while, but oh, look like he's coming from behind as well. Oh my god, it's a trap. All these Hydras from the north, storms everywhere. They'll blanket this army. How is he still alive right now? Kills both of those. Oh god, the Reavers getting hit by these Lurkers. What are the Reavers doing? They're not shooting. Ran out of Scarabs, I think. And finally, he's going to push this back. Oh my god, just absolute nerve-wracking game here. 2 more Reavers. 1 more Reaver. Ling's coming from behind. Storm's going to go down. Another Reaver drop. Focusing that Reaver very, very quickly, though. Loses all of its shields right off the bat. Tons of Lurkers here on this ramp. Gotta spread them out a little bit more. High Templar's gonna get amazing, amazing value with their storms otherwise. Where's the High Templar? Where's the storm? That's so many High Templars. Gotta throw down some beautiful storms here. That's a great one. Coming up this ramp now. Looks like another flank coming up from Queen. He's going to send some units around the back and try to crush this army. That Reaver is in a dangerous position. It's kind of far back and away from the shuttle. It might end up getting picked off. Reaver needs to be picked up here and get good value. Oh, great pickup there. He's going to lose the shuttle, but drops the Reaver out once again. Almost breaking through here. Mini is so close to getting up this ramp. Another great shot from that Reaver. Oh my god. Storms are amazing. This is so crazy, guys. Oh, wow. So many Templar here over the location. Another Reaver coming up. He needs another shuttle as well. There's a Reaver here, but pulling up the probes as well. He's gonna just bring everything out that he possibly can. Try and break this location. He needs to get up here and deny this base. Otherwise, he's just gonna straight up lose. So much money here being mined by Queen. And he's almost managed to do it. He loses the Reaver, though. Kind of standing here in range of this Lurker as well. It looks like on hold position. Needs to back up a little bit. Losing another Archon there. Archon, such high value targets. Picking them off is huge. And the middle's been mined out. Are you kidding me? Okay. This is a historic day, guys. The middle of Retro has been mined out. That's so funny. I was actually in the Discord today, kind of thinking about this, talking about this with some people, some fans in the Discord. If that middle base would ever be mined, if we'd ever see someone mine it, and I thought maybe TVT, somebody in the comments mentioned, or somebody in the Discord mentioned ZVP. I didn't really give it any credit, but credit to you, man. That's a great prediction, and it's coming true right here, right now. Queen mines it out. He's absolutely needed that money as well, because we're going all the way here. This game is going the distance. Mini is completely mined out now. He has no money incoming at the moment. He's gonna lose the Templar there on the low ground. Every single unit here is absolutely critical. He needs to break this base, or this game will end in a Protoss defeat. Now, alternatively, on the other side, Queen, he's still mining here. This is his last base, his last mining base. He's got a few mineral patches in the main, so he can potentially mine a little bit more. But once this base is gone, that's pretty much that. That's pretty much all he's going to have. Actually, Mini running out of Scarabs here. I think he's realizing it. He's going to go for it. Running up the ramp. He's going to try and get up into position here where he can get some good storm. Storm, where is it? Oh, no energy. 39 energy here. He's just not going to be able to do it. He tried to make it up here. He's going to take some really good shots with this Reaver, but it's going to get surrounded and killed. And Mini is forced back. He's forced back once more. And that has got to be that. Just so many lurkers on this high ground. You're never gonna break through. And Queen continues to mine here. He's continuing to get money. His supply is continuing to grow. Right now at 125, he will eventually get there. Bringing up some zealots he found, hiding away in a corner somewhere. Mini needs more Reavers at this point. Nothing else is really going to help him. Maybe some Templar. But other than that, there's really not much. He's sending out the probes. Looks like they're mostly going to lose their lives to a few Hydras near the center of the map. But yeah, this is ridiculous, guys. This may be a Hall of Fame game right here. Queen just hanging on for absolutely ever on this high ground. So many lurkers here. I guess this is it. We're just about to run out of money, but look at that bank. 1,300 minerals, 1,400 gas. That's a lot of cannons, but one Defiler should be able to break that. A couple of storms go down. He double storms there by accident. He's gonna fall back. I think this is the time now where Mini kind of has to reassess here, fall back, and try to perhaps drag this out into a eventual tie. That is a possibility. However, he lost a few Templar there. And I think that Queen can break this eventually. Gonna drop some Dark Swarms here. Archon there. Storm on top of these units. Nothing can hit under these Dark Swarms, so the cannons are completely useless. He's gonna run up to high ground and defend from here. He's gonna force Queen to kill every single building, I think. Trying to force a draw is a long drawn out process. If Queen starts to get near to Mac, okay. Never mind, forget what I was about to say. Mini taps out, Queen is victorious. Gets the clamper as well. What I was kind of thinking there is that I've been in this situation before. I've been in base or mine out situations before, and you know, maybe one player has a really big advantage, and then they keep throwing things away, trying to end the game, and then they keep throwing things away, and then they start to run out of money. And when the aggressing player starts to run out of money, that's when the game becomes really slow, because for example, in that one, if Queen had ran out of mining at the center right, and then his bank started to dry up, you know, he had only like, you know, 1,000 minerals left or 500 minerals left, and everything that he had on the screen or on that he had already built, that's when things get a little bit wild, because you start to calculate every single move down to the very most minuscule spell and ability, in order to make sure, to make the calculation absolutely certain that you're able to kill every single cannon, every single building, and every single Templar, every single unit of the Protoss before you run out of money and just ends up in a draw. But that didn't happen. It's just back and forth action, constant action in that game. Even though we got to a mine out situation, these two guys did not disappoint. That is definitely going in my top games of 2023. Absolutely fantastic. We have one more game. I don't know if it could possibly measure up, though, to game number 7 here. It's going to be JYJ versus Queen. Let's take a deep breath like KCM there, and jump in to game number 8. Wow. What a crazy, crazy game match number 7 was. I don't know how it can ever, or how this game could ever stand up to that one. Well, we've got JYJ here in the top left-hand corner versus Queen in the top right. This is Nemesis. Yeah. It's hard to imagine JYJ putting out a game versus Queen here that can rival that Mini versus Queen experience. My God, really getting the full retro experience. And by that I mean retro the map. We got to see every aspect of that map, how it plays out in the latest stages of the game in CVP, even the middle of the map being mined out. I still can't believe that, but it really did happen. That's probably the first time in a professional match that the main has been mined, or that the middle minerals have been mined out. That's wild. Absolutely wild. Now, Queen here, he's sending his Overlord around the map. He's gone for an early pull here. It's an overpull. JYJ is thrown down a barracks first, so I think this is 8 racks. I'm gonna send some Marines across the map, but yeah, that's not gonna work out too well with Lings on the way. Not the biggest deal though. I think he should be able to just go ahead and float this racks back and get himself into a reasonable position with a little wall in there. Man, looks like he's getting in with the SCV. He's gonna see these Lings and immediately gonna send these Marines back home and just lift off. Oh God, is he gonna try and get this Marine to finish? I hope he doesn't waste too much time with that. Okay, he does cancel. We'll pull that barracks back and land it in the wall, start his command center. So you know, this was a kind of an opportunist build, right? If he happened to go for a 12 racks, or a 12 hatch, excuse me, then this early racks would have punished, and maybe JYJ could have gotten an easy win. Didn't work out that way. It was an early pull, so no harm, no foul. Just going to float back, make that wall, and he is 100% fine here. Now, JYJ, what's going to be the follow-up? Will he be going for a ever popular Valkyrie build here? That is the question. Valkyrie build has been incredibly popular recently. That is due to Light making this build very, very good, showing the power of the Valkyrie in the early game. And especially the power of Valkyrie upgrades, the air weapons upgrade. If you get like +1, +2, and even up to +3, the speed at which Overlords melt is kind of shocking. It's really unbelievable. Generally, it's just +2 that someone like Light goes for. But I've seen some players go to +3, and it's pretty insane. I don't know if there's that much of a difference between +2 and +3, but +3, it feels like it does just that much more. And looks like we're gonna have Queen take a base here in the center right. Has that Spire on the way. I don't see a factory yet here from JYJ, and he may just be going for 2 racks play. Yeah, just straight up 2 racks. He's gonna have some Marines here. He's gonna have some medics. Engineering bay coming down. It's not gonna be a quick +1 though. He's gonna move out and try to deal some damage. Problem here is that Queen is on 3 base, and he only has to defend in 1 location. So he's just going to build 2 Sunkens here, right? Build 2 Sunkens. Don't be greedy, Queen. It's still quite a bit of links. Okay, there's the 2nd Sunken. Okay, good. Good job, Queen. Keep the Sunkens coming right now because you do not want to get busted by this tiny, tiny Marine force. Like he's going to stim. Not a good idea. You cannot take this fight. Okay, JYJ is going to lose all these Marines now. The 2nd Sunken going to finish up here in just a second. And yeah, he does force that back. I thought that the Lings there were going to help clean that up, but actually JYJ holds his own. His Marines hold their own, and he doesn't try to focus down the Sunken immediately, instead allowing the Marines to shoot the Lings that are around them. So he keeps most of his Marines alive and kills off all the Lings. Not too bad of a trade, but he definitely wanted more there. Turrets coming up in the main, and of course the natural. Looks like he's thinking about building a factory here. It's not in time to pop out an early Valkyrie, but maybe he wants to go into a later Valkyrie and counter this play. So far, Queen just pumping out mutas here. Wants to get to at least like a good 7-8 count before throwing down any sort of additional tech, like a Hydra's Den or a Queen's Nest. Queen coming in, going to try to pick off whatever SCVs he can. I really like the positioning of the turrets here. You can see very deliberately zigzagging the turrets, allowing those SCVs to get some mining done there. That's not something you see a lower level player do, but they more likely gonna block the SCVs in their mining with their placement of turrets. But Queen, JYJ, he definitely has this completely mapped out. He knows for a fact that his SCVs are going to be able to mine with that turret positioning, and his SCVs and his mineral line will be most protected from those mutalisks. This is a fairly big group of Marine medic, but we have to remember this is 2 barracks, so if this group gets picked off, it's going to be very, very tough for JYJ to come back. He needs to keep this bio ball alive here, because he just does not have the production behind this to remake that big group of Marine medic. Now adding on a ton more barracks, really getting his macro going now. He hasn't taken a whole lot of harassment, maybe just 1 or 2 SCVs getting killed by these mutas, so he is really powering up here. Queen doing the same, getting into Queen's Nest, getting into Hive, and he should be popping out some lurkers here soon. Thinking about going over to harass the mineral lines once again, but thinks better of it. Some science vessels on the way now. That splash damage going to be available to deal with these mutas here pretty soon. And +1 being done. JYJ finding himself in a relatively good position now. I think he really hasn't taken the damage that we would typically see from a super high level Zerg player. What they're able to do with the mutas, we haven't really seen much of that from Queen here. Mostly just moving around, checking things out, seeing what the build is, picking off an SCV or 2 here or there, and making sure that there's not a full engage from JYJ into the natural, making sure he's not able to cross the map unmolested. Looks like JYJ thinking about breaking up into the north base. If he picks off these 2 eggs, that will officially open ground movement up to the north. And he could end up taking that base there. We'll see if that's in the plan right now for JYJ. He's kind of tucking himself into a corner right now. If lurkers were to come behind at this moment, he could be in a bit of trouble, but he breaks through that egg. Now he has a position to retreat to. Defiler's Mound is here. First Defiler will be out very soon. Double eBay, but I don't see both of them upgrading at this moment. Only one upgrading right now. It's like he loaded up. I'm not sure if those were spotted. Oh, he's gonna run through. Oh, both of them get picked off. Holy crap. Queen, beautiful play there. Absolutely unbelievable. Wow. I've never seen it done quite like that. Queen going after the double dropship over top of the Marines. He just brings forward all of his mutas there to tank damage and splits the Scourge there perfectly, kills both the dropships and completely eliminates that threat. Absolutely fantastic. Queen now completely free to drone up here to get himself into a fantastic macro position and just tech up to those Defilers. Get the Defilers out on the map. Get play. And two more dropships pop out here. Huh. JYJ wants to go for it once again. Maybe thinking, you know, Queen not going to expect this. And he's probably right. Queen probably not going to expect that, to be honest. After picking off two dropships, I wonder if you really imagine that your opponent's going to go for another two dropships. Looks like he spots these, this Defiler and the Scourge. Gonna right-click on those Scourge. Nicely done. Right-clicks them down. Gets the good irradiates there. Two Scourge right over there on the right-hand side, so these dropships not going to be able to get in. Science facility going down. That's not a building you want to lose. You need the science facility for additional upgrades. Looks like coming up here to save it. I'm gonna go after these mutas. Oh, he loses one of the science vessels. Unfortunate stuff there for JYJ, but he does save the science facility for now. A big play on a bunch of those science vessels. Looks like the dropships coming from the south now is still gonna have to contend with these Scourge here, but he's found a hole coming through. Gonna drop right on top of this high ground. Queen not able to react here, not able to get rid of these drops. He's gonna go for this sunken colony, but he absolutely needs to kill the Nidus. Bunch of lurkers pop out and he will save the space. A valiant move here by JYJ, but I don't think it's going to get him too far. A base in the bottom right has come up now for JYJ. Oh, Scourge are ready to go after this. Oh, he picks up though. Scourge were there ready to go after the dropships, but didn't pull the trigger with those Scourge. Now getting a few kills on some of these drones, but good reaction by Queen. It looks like he's going just straight up Hydralisk, Lurker, and Defiler, which is a very, very strong play on 3 bases. You can absolutely afford an insane number of Hydra. This base has been opened up though, and JYJ could attack to the north. That 4th base is critical. Eventually, you do want to get that as Queen. And that's a lot of lurkers. Yeah, you're not getting through here as JYJ. I don't know why he's even trying. But he sends those units through. They get absolutely crushed. And now he sees the base at 12 o'clock being taken here. Even giving that a scan. He's going to see that these eggs are being taken down. And looks like the Marine's gonna break through. They're running through into the bottom center. Gonna go ahead and D-Matrix on one of these fire bats. He's pushing a lot of this stuff back, but a nice egg position thrown down there by Queen. He prevents these Marines from breaking through, and he holds the 4th base once again. +2/+1 is done. Queen really on top of his upgrades this game. Tanks are coming out now. This is absolutely what you need to take on these massive Hydralisk forces. Lurkers coming over. Lurkers not being paid attention to. Queen just forgetting about those units. Whoa, a bunch of Marine medic in the middle of the map go down though. Lurkers getting massive spines there. And tanks are now going to move through this area. Oh my god, some of these supply depots, or science vessels went down, not supply depots. Yeah, Lurkers running up here into the natural. He's getting on top of the tank production. These factories could end up going down here. A Dark Storm right in the natural. JYJ on the ropes. Everything pushing in here, just rallies upon rallies here from Queen as he brings forward more Hydra, more Ling, and more Defiler here to try and break this base. Looks like the base in the top center not going to be broken by JYJ. Another drop coming through. He's going to go for the back base with a Scourge. Should be able to connect here. They are aggroed. And he does pick that off. Oh, he gets it. GG. JYJ taps out, and Queen finishes off our week of KCM with a Zerg victory. And we'll, of course, get the cheeky clapper from KCM. Let's go on to our score screen. Okay, there you have it, your point screen. I know it looks pretty jank. The reason is it's not working on Africa TV right now. Don't really know what's going on, but as you can see, Zerg earns 2 points, goes up to 6. We got Terran with 1 point, now at 3, and Protoss with 0 points, staying here. Hard stuck 6 points in week number 5. We are getting near the end of the season, guys. Coming closer and closer to that finals. But thank you so much for joining me here, even though I know a lot of you guys are watching the ASL right now. Thanks so much for dropping by to support. And of course, as always, thank you to all the Patreon supporters in the chat. I really thank you and can't thank you enough. So I'm just going to keep on saying thank you and good night. I will see you guys in the next cast.